Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's pray together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord, the Almighty, together with obeisance, Shraddha, Bhakti and Prapatti, we offer our humble salutations at your lotus feet to seek your mercy, your grace, your blessings, your love, your compassion, your kindness, your strength, your forgiveness. We beseech in you, O Lord, to grant us this enormous bhakti, shraddha, jnana and vairagya, only and only to realize thy true self, and at the end of our lives, bless us to reach thy holy feet. Om Tat Sat. Today, we are on our Divine Discourse number 267 and Tattva Bodha number 22. The 18th of February 2022. Plavanama Samvatsara Uttarayan Shishira Rutu Maghamas Krishna Paksh Dvitiya. On this auspicious day of Friday, an auspicious time of the evening, Naham karta hari karta, hari preranaya, hari prityartha. We take a solemn pledge and a vow that, O Lord, all that is coming to me in my life is only and only at your behest, as your prasad, to lift me from this ocean of birth and death. I accept wholeheartedly, humbly, every situation, every circumstance, every incident, be it from any person, object, or place. Our humble salutations to the Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. So today we will continue our journey on Tat Tvam Asi mahavakya. Like, on the very face of it, it looks like highly unappealing. Tat is Parameshwara, that is the Lord. Tvam is you, and when we say Asi, are one and the same. It doesn't appeal. So today we will be more or less completing this understanding of this mahavakya. And understanding of Tat Tvam Asi mahavakya is understanding of Tattva Bodha. And understanding of Tattva Bodha is getting liberated. See, what we want is knowledge. That supreme knowledge of Tattva means reality. And now for that knowledge, if you have a clear understanding of this particular mahavakya, then you have done. Then the rest will all automatically fall in place. In fact, today I'll take you step by step to the all the four mahavakyas, what they indicate, how they indicate, and how you can connect to all the mahavakyas and reach the ultimate. Okay, now we'll start our journey. And before that, I would like to mention today is a very auspicious day, which is the Janmadina of a great avatar Purusha, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So on this day in 1836, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he took birth, and exactly after 50 years in the month of August, he took Samadhi. So this Mahapurusha, so called as an avatar Purusha, on his Janmadina, we are reading the highest, learning the highest knowledge. May his blessings always be with us. Okay. Now, we'll start with where we left last time. I'll give you a brief of what we studied last time. That will help us in making a good start. So, what we understood last time was, like gold has a potency to become ornaments. Cotton has a potency to become clothes. Clay has a potency to become different vessels. So in the same way, the creator who has created all this cotton, gold, clay, now he also has great potency. That's quite obvious. And we also understood the difference that gold cannot make clay ornaments or clay pots. Cotton cannot make gold ornaments. So there is a restriction in terms of that particular product taking another form of its own. But there is a big difference with that Brahman who with his strength Maya is able to do anything and everything. He can convert anything to anything. This is the biggest difference between the potency of the creator and the potency of the created. Okay, this is one thing we understood. Then there in this particular creation we understood what is the truth. The truth is the cause. Like in gold, the cause is gold and the effects are the ornaments. In cotton, the cause is the truth, which is the cotton, and various clothes are its effects. So, taking this principle forward, what we can understand is the truth is supreme and the causes are the effects are a mere appearance, apparent, false, not true. So what does not have an independent existence of its own or an independent reality of its own, that is known as mithya. See, some words we have not got a right understanding. So that conditioning, whatever is there in our mind with respect to the wrong understanding of a word, we have to set it straight. So mithya is that which can become bhadita. Bhadita means it can go away. It is not there. Like, what is the truth in an ocean? The water is the truth. And what are the effects? Water is the cause. Effects are the waves, big wave, small wave, tsunami wave. Then you have the bubbles, you have the froth, the mist. All these are the effects of water. So the truth is water. All these effects are only an appearance. Water can remain on its own, but these effects, water which is the cause, can remain on its own. But these effects can wither away. They are badita. They can go away. So, on these lines, now we got to understand what is the cause and what is the effect. That has to be very clear to us. Without understanding the cause and the effect, we will not be able to understand this mahavakya, which happens to be the foundation of spirituality. Okay. So we understood what is mithya, we understood what is satya, we understood what is the cause, we understood what is the appearance. Now, this Lord, Parabrahma, Paramatma, consciousness, supreme reality, now he has got two appearances. See, we told he has got tremendous power. With his Maya Shakti, he can do anything. Now, what are the two appearances? At the realm of Veshti. Veshti means individuality. He appears as a Jiva. Now, mark these words. Consciousness, Paramatma. At the realm of Veshti, individuality, he appears as Jiva. And at the realm of Samasti, he appears as Ishvara. Okay. So therefore, Jiva is an appearance and Ishvara also is an appearance, which means Jiva and Ishvara are apparent, which means they are the effects. And what is the cause? The cause is consciousness, which we call as Atman Paramatman. So now when we are able to understand all this, let's understand. I'll give you a recap of what is Maya. Maya, I gave a definition saying is Yama Sa Maya. Sa means that is Maya. What is that is Maya? Yama. Yama means which is not actually doing anything. That is the power of Maya. Like you have a magician. He will put a cloth on something and then he'll remove a pigeon out of it. Now, you mean to say he created a pigeon there in that box, what he was trying to show to us? No. It is not, actually he's not doing anything. He's only making things appear to us. He keeps showing you water again and again. He empties the bowl and yes, completely the ball is upside down. All water is gone, but again after some time he says, again here is water of India. Where does it come? You mean to say he has created water? No. He only makes things appear in front of you. So in the same way, Maya is only making things appear in front of us. It does not have its own power. So this is all what we studied till in our last class. Now we go slowly. We are coming to the crux of this Tat Tvam Asi. Let's understand this. Okay. So far, the subtle points, we all have got this. Now, taking the cause and effect, gold is, you can say, Brahman. Correct? Ornaments are the effects. Gold is the cause, ornaments are effect. So clay is the cause, ornaments are the effects. Now just let's take a recap of what we have studied so far in terms of the 24 elements of this earth on this creation. In this you will get a clear idea, what is the truth and what is false, whatever we see. So let's start with the 5 Pancha Mahabhutas. In your mind, you mentally make a tick or a into mark. Into is, it's false. Tick means it is truth. Or tick is the cause, into is the effect. Now, are 5 elements a cause or an effect? They have been created by, they have appeared by Maya with the power of the Brahman. So Brahman is the cause and the 5 elements are the effects. So it gets a big into over there. It is an effect. Our pranas, think, they are also an effect. Our indriyas, jnanendriyas, they also are an effect. The cause is consciousness, Parabrahma. Our karmendriyas, into, they are an effect. Effect means apparent, false. So likewise, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, they are also apparent, false. Because what all I told you right now, they are all going to diminish or go out of this existence one day. Like a person, if he dies, all this goes away. Body, it is apparent, false. Jiva, that jivatva bhava, it is a reflection, so that is also false. So now in the Veshti, as an individual in the Jiva, you saw everything was false. Everything was mithya. Means it appears now and over a point of time, it is not there. Now let's go to Samashti. This entire Jagat, this world, universe, whatever has been created. Now is it an effect or a cause? It is an effect. Cause is consciousness, Parabrahma again. This Sukshma Jagat, Hiranyagarbha, that is also false. Reflection of Jagat, that is the Ishvara, at the Samashti level, the total I. We as an individual I and the total I, Brahmanda, is Ishvara. Now that is also false. So ultimately if you see, consciousness, Brahman, that supreme truth, alone is the only truth. Rest all boils down to being false. So when we look at ourselves, our body, our mind, our pranas, all are apparent, false, appear for some time and are not there after some time. So meaning our stula sharira, sukshma sharira are apparent. Now, the immediate potency behind Sthula and Sukshma Sharira is what? Karana Sharira. As I say, Karana, the very word Karana means the cause. Cause for the Sukshma and Sthula Sharira. Now this Karana Sharira is predominated with ignorance. We have studied this. Once this ignorance is destroyed, even the Karana Sharira is destroyed. Otherwise, you will keep taking births again and again, again and again. After the death of the body, the Sukshma Sharira and the Karana Sharira leaves the Sthula Sharira and travels, and it gets another birth. So this Karana Sharira, filled with all your prarabdha karma and filled with all your past tendencies, your entire account, it is like that chip. You may keep changing your cell phones, but that chip which goes from one phone to another phone, that is that Sukshma and the Karana Sharira together. So now, as we all are afraid of a snake, let's say there is a cobra. We are afraid. Why? Because it has got fangs, poisonous fangs. And this Karana Sharira are like those poisonous fangs. Once we pluck the poisonous fangs, then what is the fear of the snake? In the same way, we are afraid in our lives of so many things. Arey, what will happen if this happens? What will happen if this happens? So we imagine so many wrong things happening in our life. More 90% of our misery is from imagination, and 10% is actually happens. So this imagination with ignorance, it literally kills us moment to moment. So when you are afraid in your life because of ignorance, you are into stress, worry, anxiety. But the moment the knowledge sets in, what we know our true self, the moment we pluck the fangs of the poisonous snake, the fear goes away. In the same way, when you get the true knowledge of yourself, Atyantika dukkha nivritti paramananda prapti. That dukkha which is there, nivritti, it goes away, and paramananda prapti, you will be in bliss. This is the stage where the fangs of the Karana Sharira are destroyed. So this apparent world is apparent. So let it be that way. What's the problem? I have no issues with the world. I have no issues with the Jiva because I am no more the Jiva. And also I have no issues with Ishvara because all this, the world, the Ishvara, the Jiva, all are apparent. Only the duration changes. Each and every existing thing in this creation has got a particular time, has got a particular space and a place. So when we understand this reality, as I told you, the fear of life, it gets destroyed. Because we do not know ourselves, our true self. Now let's understand, moving forward, in detail about this Tat Tvam Asi. Now, how is this Vedanta telling us Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same? Vedanta is telling that this Jiva, Ishvara are one and the same because the truth of Jiva and Ishvara is that pure consciousness. So far as we studied, we are all effects. I, me, I, you, everybody around. They all are at the individual level, we are effects in creation, and Ishvara is also an effect in creation, but he is in totality and we are in individuality. We all are from that cause which is that pure consciousness. An example, let's say there's a very rich industrialist, a very famous, prosperous industrialist, and suddenly, let's say there is a function and you all are seated there, and somebody tells that of a person who is sitting in the crowd as a spectator. You say this person and that industrialist, who is this person? He is a clerk in a government office and that industrialist are one and the same. What is the meaning you saying? This clerk and that industrialist, how can they be one and the same? It is not in that literal sense. They are one and the same, which means they belong to the same father and mother who are the cause, and these children are the effects. So in this way now, the Tat Tvam Asi, what we are going to study, it will unfold. We'll try to understand this with this perspective. Keep this in mind. There is something which is known as implied meaning, and there is something which is known as the descriptive meaning. Okay. So this actually is Advaita, where it is now going to show us oneness. Now that consciousness which alone appears as everything in this creation. We have to remember that Jiva and Ishvara have different properties. Please remember this. We are very clear about this. Jiva is associated with the individual equipment, therefore its knowledge will be limited. Very limited in sense. And Ishvara is associated with the samashti. Now, like as Jiva, with limited knowledge, it's known as Alpagna, and it's limited Shakti. Everybody has individual, has got his own Shakti. That is known as Alpa Shaktivan, whereas Ishvara associated with the entire creation, the total, he is Sarva Shaktiman, all powerful. Knowledge of Ishvara is Sarvagnya, all knowable. Here we have to clearly understand that Jiva is not equal to Ishvara in the literal sense, but Jiva is equal to Ishvara in the true sense. Now we'll come to that. What is this difference? We'll come to that. So literal sense, Jiva and Ishvara are totally different. Again, Jiva is Maya Dasa. We are all under the spell of Maya. We don't have any strength of our own. And Ishvara is Maya Pati. Maya is under the control of Ishvara. Look, we are Maya Dasa as a Jiva, and Ishvara is Maya Pati. Now in fact, apart from controlling Maya, Ishvara, he controls the Jiva also. It is in fact Jiva's, that Ishvara's grace, we are getting this knowledge of Vedanta. Because in creation, he is the head of the creation. So it is the Ishvara's Krupa which is taking us on this path. So interestingly, Ishvara takes various avatars also to help the deserving souls. Any evolving Jiva, saying Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same. So this Jiva's bhakti for Ishvara does not diminish a bit. You feel, Arey, what is this? Why should I do bhakti to Ishvara? I and he are same. Because Jiva knows very clearly that Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same in the true essence, and not in the capacity of the equipment. The water knows its size of reflection in the bucket, and that same water also knows the size of reflection on the surface of the ocean. So water in the bucket, Jiva, admits the variance in its size, but at the same time knows that the sun reflecting in both the water surfaces is one and the same. There are no two different suns. It's one and the same sun all around. There's one very interesting conversation between Hanumanji and Sri Ram. So now Sri Ram and Hanumanji are on a campaign in search of Sita Mata. their journey is on. They are wandering, searching, wandering, searching. And one day when in the evening after they had their early dinner, Sri Ramji was so pleased with Hanumanji. He asks him, "Hey Hanuman, what is my relationship with you? I don't understand. You have been so devoted to me, so faithful, so loving. I don't understand what is my relationship with you." So Hanumanji was sitting at his feet. He with folded hands. He says, "Hey Ram, hey Prabhu." Now Hanumanji is a great jnani. He says, "Deha buddhyat tava dasoham." From body to body, my body and your body, from the point of view of my body, I am your dasa, I am your servant. Jiva buddhyat tvam amshakam. Now he knows what is Sri Ram's true nature. So he says, from the point of you as Sri Ram and me as Hanumanji are jivas. So we are the amsha of that Paramatma. Atma buddhyat tvameva ham, he says. From the point of view of Atma, we are one and the same. See here, if you see this particular Tat Tvam Asi, now what Hanumanji says and what we are trying to understand over here, it gives such a great relevance. So, in fact, Ishvara has no problem because he knows the truth. He is he gave the Upanishads, the Vedas, because he is the Sarvagnya. He knows the truth. It is only we as Jivas we have a problem, because we have to understand this truth, and for that we need Ishvara's Krupa only. So this knowledge, when we have our bhakti, it increases multifold towards the Lord. See, some may say, you Vedantis, they don't have much bhakti, they only have jnana. No. Having understood the true nature, the bhakti of a jnani, a Vedantin, it increases. How? He does not have fear of God. Such a jnani will have love for God, knowing the oneness of the Jiva and Ishvara. Having that knowledge, you embrace God. In true love, what happens? You lose your identity. You become one with God, because you know at the level of essence, it is Atma buddhya tvamevaham. We both are one, as Hanumanji tells Lord Rama. So if one can increase bhakti along with knowledge, so their progress on the path of spirituality is going to be super fast. Look at Mirabai, Purandara Das, Kanaka Das, Annamaya, Tulasi Das ji, Kabir Das ji, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all these were an epitome for bhakti and jnana. Okay. Now here, Bhagwan Shankaracharya, he puts in a verse where he creates an opponent. See, this is the style of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. He puts in a question as an opponent, which is like a question of a sadhak like us, and he answers it. So I'll just post the question for you. It is in the shloka. Let's understand that. So here he says, Nanu means but. So this is the question of the opponent. What Nanu? How can you say Jiva and Ishwara are one and the same? Because Jiva and Ishwara have different properties. The mahavakya Tat Tvam Asi is saying both Jiva and Ishwara are one and the same. By knowing this, one goes beyond samsara. One goes beyond the realm of birth and death again. I don't believe this. The opponent puts a question here. Nanu. So, sahankarasya kinchignasya jivasya niraharankarasya sarvagnasya ishvarasya. He says. So there are two. One is Jiva and the other is Ishvara. So how is Jiva? Sahankarasya. Meaning, it has got the problem of identification. It has got ignorance, ajnana. Why this identification problem is happening? Kinchitnyasya. It knows very little, does not know much about truth, reality, creator. No. Unlike Ishvara, this Jivasya, this is the state. Meaning, Sahankarasya Kinchignasya Jivasya. Now, how is Ishvara? Nirahankarasya. He is not identified. He has no problem of identification with the upadhis. What is the meaning of identification with upadhis? As we have identified ourselves with this body, mind, senses, and we have gone into the habit of enjoying the world with our senses. Now that is the wrong identification which has created this Jiva Bhava. With Ishvara, Nirahankarasya, he does not have any identification with the upadhis. Now what is his upadhi? The entire creation is his upadhi. He knows his real nature. How does he know all these things? Sarvagnasya. He is all-knower. Ishvarasya. Ishvara. On one hand, we have Jiva with a specific nature, and completely contrast nature we have Ishvara. Now this is the objection. Next will be the reply to this objection. Ishvara with no ignorance, only knowledge. And Jiva with majorly ignorance, little knowledge. So all knowledgeable Ishvara, little knowledge Jiva, all Shaktiman Ishvara, minute Shakti, Alpagnya, which is Jiva. So widely contrast features. Now, the shloka continues. Tat Tvam Asi iti mahavakyat. This Tat Tvam Asi, mahavakyat, katam abhed buddhi syad. Katam abhed buddhi syad. This mahavakya, katam, how, abhed buddhi, this vision of oneness, ubhayo viruddha dharmakrantatvat. So question is, how can you say that Jiva and Ishvara with absolute different properties are one and the same? This Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi, is also saying this. Please explain. Katam abhed buddhi syad. How? How can there be identity of Jiva and Ishvara? Buddhi viruddha dharma akrantatvat. Therefore, both are totally of different nature. Viruddha dharma. Akrantvat meaning they have diverse nature. See, now I've already discussed about all this before coming to the objection, so we know the answer. What is the answer? Jiva is an apparent, in an apparent form, meaning it is appearing. It will be there for some time and after some time it will not be there. It is an effect. Ishvara is also an apparent form. Ishvara also has got a time limit. Jiva's real nature is consciousness. Ishvara's real nature is also consciousness. Which means Jiva's upadhis means our body, mind, senses, all this conglomerate what we are having are all false. In the same way, Ishvara's upadhis are also false, meaning apparent. Therefore, Jiva is itself false, meaning we as a Jiva, we ourselves are false. And depending on what? The Samashti Ishvara, who is again false. So one false is supporting the other false, but at a different level. So now let's answer the objection which has been raised. When Upanishads are telling Tat Tvam Asi, Tat is the Lord Ishvara, Tvam is Jiva, that Jiva and Ishvara is only the literal meaning of the word Tat and Tvam. But in what meaning? These Upanishads are saying Jiva and Ishvara are one. In the essence meaning, in their deeper meaning, in their truer meaning, in their implied significance. The word Tvam, which is you, which is Jiva, has got two meanings again. One is the superficial meaning and one is the deeper meaning. I repeat, you as Jiva, Tvam, in the Mahavakya, has got two meanings, at the superficial meaning and the deeper meaning. What is the superficial meaning of you, Jiva? And what is the deeper meaning of you? Superficial meaning of you is Jiva. And the deeper meaning of you is consciousness. Think, we don't need any external corroboration for this. Now you, at the superficial level, you are called the Jiva. But now how are you as a Jiva? Who is the cause of this Jiva? You are an effect as a Jiva. The cause for this Jiva is consciousness. Jiva is the effect, consciousness is the cause. So at the deeper level, you are that consciousness. Coming to Ishvara now. What is the superficial meaning of Tat? Tat means Ishvara, the God, the controller, the sustainer. And what is the deeper meaning of Tat? It is consciousness again. Therefore, the identity between Jiva and Ishvara is not in the superficial meaning, but in the deeper implied meaning. You are getting this? It is at the deeper level, not at the superficial level. Now, I'll give you an example of this implied superficial and implied meaning. Okay. So, literal, superficial, and on the other hand, you have implied indicative meaning. So, Vachyartha they call literal and superficial. Implied and indicative meaning are Lakshyartha. Now, literal meaning, which is, let's take Vachyartha. A lion roars. Okay, I understood. A lion is there and it is roaring. It's the literal meaning. Now, in another example, you are describing a person, a human. You say, he is like a lion. You say, he is like a lion. What is the meaning of that? Meaning, does he look like a lion? Does he have that hair and all that on his face? What is the meaning of this? So here you should not take the literal meaning that he is like a lion. You should take the implied meaning. So a lion is known for its strength and courage. So in the same way, when somebody tells he is like a lion, it means you should not take the literal meaning, you should take the implied meaning, the Lakshyartha, not the Vachyartha. Lakshyartha, what it is indicating. It is indicating he is a person with strength and courage. So in the question asked and the objection raised, how come Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same when their properties are phenomenally different? So if such is your question, now comes iti chetna. Now we'll go to the next answer which Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives us. I'll help you with the shloka now. So I think the first aspect is clear. The objection raised, you should not take the vachyartha, the literal meaning, take the implied meaning. Okay. Answer to the objection. Iti chet. Now what it says. Iti chet means if asked. Now you have asked in this way. If such is your question, na. Chenna means it is iti chet na. It is a sandhi. If this is your question, it is not an appropriate question. Na means no, not appropriate. Why? The word tvam, you, has got a literal meaning which is jiva. And what is that? Stula sukshma sharirabhimani. Stula sukshma sharira abhimani tvam pada vachyartha. Tvam pada vachyartha means tvam pada means you. You means tvam. In the literal sense, you is jiva. And who is jiva? The individual. And how are you? You have stula sharira, sukshma sharira. You are abhimani, meaning you are identified with that. One who is identified with the upadhis, these conditions, stula and sukshma sharira, you are that jiva. And when we talk of the deeper meaning of you, which is beyond the mind, that state where one is not identified with the upadhis, the body, mind, senses, upadhi vinirmuktam samadhi dasha sampannam shuddham chaitanyam tvam pada lakshyartha. Lakshyartha, the deeper meaning. Earlier vachyartha, literal, superficial. So superficial of you is jiva, and the deeper meaning of you, that is tvam, is shuddha chaitanyam. And what is shuddha chaitanyam? Upadhi vinirmuktam. When it is free of upadhi. Vinirmuktam means when it is free of upadhis. Why does he say free of upadhis? Because upadhis are also apparent. Now, how one becomes free of upadhis while living? How can you give away your upadhis? Here he gives, in the state of samadhi, samadhi dasha. When you go beyond the body, mind, the body is, you cross the body, the mind is stilled, the senses are withdrawn, then in such a state, only pure consciousness remains. This is a state where the privilege of only humans we have, because we have an intellect. Because when our fructification of punya happens, you get a human birth. And when your punya is further fructified, you get Ishvara Krupa. And when it is further fructified, with the Krupa of Ishvara, you get Guru Agamana. A Guru enters your life. And then you start getting Shravana, which we are doing right now, listening. Then happens Manana, where you start clarifying your doubts. Then finally is Nididhyasana. So knowledge came in, Shravana. Doubts clarified by constant thinking. And finally Nididhyasana, you start experiencing what you have heard. See, there is a difference. Even animals have the consciousness in them. But they don't experience because they do not have the intellect to grasp. And for that one needs Ishvara Krupa, human life, Guru, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So now if you take the Mahavakyas, the 4 Mahavakyas are designed so well by our great Rishis. First one is Tat Tvam Asi, which comes from the Chandogya Upanishad, Samaveda. where he tells his son, Shvetaketu. Now what is he telling over here? This is a vicharanatmaka, where you are making inquiry. You are just collecting details. That this particular Tat Tvam Asi, what we are now learning is, we are at the inquiry state. Ayam Atma Brahma is the next mahavakya, which is from the Mandukya Upanishad of Atharva Veda. And what is the nature of this mahavakya? Upadeshatmaka. It is teaching. It is guiding. It is a precept. What is it saying? This Atma is Brahman. This self is Brahman. What you are experiencing within you as me, that is Brahman. So now this says, Ayam Atma Brahma. Take this as a teaching. First you did your inquiry. You know that now Tat and Tvam, you and Ishvara are one and the same. Then you know this Atma and Ishvara, the Paramatma. Who is the creator of both you and Ishvara? You both are one. Now the third one, Prajnanam Brahma, which comes from the Aitareya Upanishad, the Rig Vedas. Shodhanatmaka Mahavakya, they call this. What you do here, you investigate. Parishodhana. There is an inquest. And the meaning of Prajnanam Brahma is, wisdom is the self, meaning the true self. What? That what you have been searching. You as a Jiva with that I in your mind, you have been searching for that knowledge. That same I is what knowledge you are searching for. The one who is searching is what he is searching, are one and the same. Replace the I feeling in you with Paramatma, Brahma, Atman. Switch. Swap. Alternate. Once, anytime you get a feeling of I, if you just swap it or switch it or alternate it with Paramatma, then it is checkmate. Game over. You are liberated. This one thing, if you can practice in your life, whenever you get an I feeling, say it is Paramatma. You have replaced that I, that Jiva Bhava, that Aham Bhava with the Paramatma. And the fourth Mahavakya is Aham Brahmasmi. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Yajurveda. I am Brahman. Now what is it indicating? Aparoksha Anubhava Siddha Mahavakya. Aparoksha Anubhava means now it is coming as self-experience. Now the Jiva from that I, egoistic feeling of I am the body, I am the mind and this conditioning upadhi and I am doing, I am giving, I am taking. Now it has realized its true self as Atman, Paramatman, Brahman. The reflected consciousness, image of the sun in the bucket of water. Ego has realized that it is a mere reflection. It is apparent, it is false, and the truth is the sun and sun alone. The Jiva has replaced the I with consciousness and says, I am that consciousness, Aham Brahmasmi. Meaning everything in this body-mind complex is consciousness, and consciousness alone is the supreme truth, and there is no Jivatva left. And hence this Jiva revels in that Aparoksha Anubhava, complete experience of consciousness alone. See, you think for yourself, this is no great knowledge, I'm telling you. And they have made it so complicated, it appears so complicated. You just think for yourself, whenever you get that I Bhava in you, Aham Bhava, Me Bhava, Mine Bhava, remove it and put Paramatma there. That is the end of the story. You have won the game. So when you have removed the Ahankara, there is Paramatma and Paramatma alone. So there is no Jiva Bhava. So now coming back to our answer to the objection, Shuddha Chaitanyam is Lakshyartha of that Tvam. You are not the Sthula Sukshma Sharira Abhimani. which was Tvam-pada Vachyartha. It was Vachyartha. Stula Sukshma, that is the superficial meaning. But Shuddha Chaitanyam, when you go into deep meditation, when you have crossed over your body, mind, senses, you experience that Shuddha Chaitanyam. And that is that Lakshartha, the implied meaning, the essential meaning of Tvam, which is you. And here it is not you, means not the Jiva. Now you have got two meanings. One is the literal meaning Jiva, and the other, which is the deeper meaning of you, is consciousness. So now the analysis for Ishvara is done in the same manner. Let's continue with the shloka. Evam sarvagnatvadi vishishta Ishvara tatpada vachyartha. Now vachyartha, it is the it is the superficial meaning. What is that? Sarvagnatvadi. So tat means that Ishvara, God. How is he? Sarvagnatvadi. Vishishtaha. He is Sarvagnya. He is Sarvashaktiman. He is Vishishta. Vishesha. He has got rare and unique qualities. Nirahankaraha. He doesn't have any ego. Because he is loaded with knowledge. He is the one who has given Vedas, Upanishads to the entire creation. Under whom is Maya? So this is his Tatpada Vachyartha, the literal meaning of Ishvara. Correct? That's where we saw the difference, right? We are Alpagnya, he is Sarvagnya. We are Alpashaktiman, he is Sarvashaktiman. We are Maya Dasa, he is Mayapati. So where is the deeper meaning? In what? Shuddha Chaitanyam. Upadi Shunya Chaitanyam. Tatpada Lakshartha. So Lakshartha meaning here again, if you take the deeper meaning of Parameshwara, the Ishvara is again Chaitanyam. Is Upadi Shunya. And what is the Upadi of Ishvara? The Samasti Virat. Hiranyagarbha. Now, how can Ishvara be free from Samasti? Because Samasti is also false and apparent. This is another key aspect which we should understand. Why apparent? Because it is an effect. What is the truth then? The cause, and the cause is consciousness. Upadi Shunyam Shuddha Chaitanyam. Pure consciousness is the pure meaning of Tat. And therefore, Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same, not in their superficial or literal meaning, but in their deeper, finer, implied, indicative meaning of pure consciousness. Evam. Thus, cha. Evam cha. Jiveshvarayoho. Between Jiva and Ishvara, Chaitanya Rupena Abhed. Meaning, with respect to pure consciousness, Abhed Bhadaka Bhavaha. There is no problem. There is no contradiction in their essential oneness, which has been expounded, explained, and proclaimed by the Upanishads and the Mahavakyas. Therefore, difference are only in the superficial meaning of Jiva and Ishvara and not in their essential nature of consciousness. So now we have thoroughly understood Tat Tvam Asi. Right? I'm sure we all have understood Tat Tvam Asi now. Tvam has got two meanings. Tat also has got two meanings. One is literal meaning, that is superficial, and the other is the deeper and truer meaning. The superficial meaning of Tat is Ishvara. The superficial meaning of Tvam is Jiva. The deeper meaning of Tat is consciousness. The deeper meaning of Ishvara, that is Tvam is consciousness. So therefore Tat and Tvam are one at the level of consciousness. Tat and Tvam, Ishvara and Jiva, which are the effects, are one at the level of consciousness, which is the cause. That consciousness, that cause alone appears as Jiva. That consciousness alone appears as Ishvara. As Jiva, this consciousness has different properties. And as Ishvara, the same consciousness, which is the cause of both, has got different properties, and we know the difference now. But as consciousness is one in both the Jiva and Ishvara. That is Advaita. Only one, no two. And this concept of oneness is Tattva Bodha. So therefore, I am this pure consciousness. When you say I, now we have reached the stage of Aham Brahmasmi. I have now given the Ahankara. I know there is false. Now the fangs of the snake has been removed now, the poisonous fangs. I know very clearly that is Lord and Lord alone in me, in anything I see in this creation. Right from me to that Ishvara. So this I am that pure consciousness, means I as a Jiva Bhava, I as that Aham Bhava, now that is completely removed, and this sadhak, he remains that this consciousness, I am that pure consciousness, which is that Paramatma. I am no more me as an individual, I am that consciousness. I am no more, I don't even say I am that Ishvara also, because both are effects. The cause between in me and Ishvara are one and the same. So when you get this, I am that pure consciousness, Aham Brahmasmi, there is no samsara. You have lost your identity of Jiva now, because you have got the truth. Oh my God, what I understood about myself. I understood myself to be this one tiny person, limited with so and so body, mind, and conditioning. My God, no. Now I got this knowledge. The consciousness in me and that consciousness in Ishvara, one and the same. Like if you take a scoop of water from the ocean, you just scoop it from the ocean. And if somebody tells you this water and that ocean is one and the same, you'll say, Arey, how can it be? Are you mad or what? What is the size of the ocean and what is the size of water in your scoop, in your palm? But you drop that water in the ocean. You just drop it. Now where is that scoop of water now? It has become the ocean. This palm, which is your body, mind, your upadhis, has restricted you with that Jiva Bhava. In essence, the water in your palm and in essence the water in the ocean were one and the same. It was just that palm was, your Jiva Bhava was differentiating the two. So when the water drops into the water of the ocean, it becomes the ocean. And once this Aham Bhava goes away, you have understood this oneness at the Lakshyartha level, not at the Vachyartha level. Once you have got this, then that is Mukti. Aham Bhava is gone. The Jiva is dead now, even while living. The Jivatva Bhava. Again, don't say, this Jiva is dead, but you can see him in front of me. Don't say that. That is Vachyartha. He is alive. But what is the Lakshyartha? He is dead from the Aham Bhava front. He is no more there. He has already got his Mukti, his realization, and that is known as Jivan Mukti. So far we have done 3 steps. Adhikari, then Tattva Viveka, and third one is, now we have After Tattva Viveka, we got Tattva Bodha. Now, next is Moksha. So one is a true Adhikari. If one is a true Adhikari, if we as an Adhikari, we have learnt everything as an Adhikari to the utmost, and we have got that Aparoksha Anubhuti right now and right here, we will get it. Since we all of us are not a true Adhikari, we are evolving Adhikaris. Adhikari is a sadhak. We have only got Paroksha Jnana, which is Para Aksha. Para means other's I. This knowledge is known to other and I am getting it from the other. And one who is a true Adhikari, he becomes a Mukta. And what is a Mukta? How is a Mukta? A realized person? We'll study in the next chapter in our next class. So the knowledge will be the same to a fully baked Adhikari and a half baked Adhikari. But when will the change happen? There is no change in the knowledge. It will have the same effect. You know, when the soil is fertile, you put a seed in it, it sprouts. When the soil is not fertile, you put the same seed, it doesn't sprout. So what happened now? The seed didn't change. Seed is like the knowledge. The soil is like your mind, your Jiva Bhava. So only the soil changed. You became a better person. You did the Chitta Shuddhi. You did the Chitta Ekagrata. You did your sadhana. The more you do your sadhana, is like you're enriching the soil. Then, from anywhere let a seed come and fall, it will be immediately grasped and it will be sprouted. So the moral of the story here is, we should do our sadhana. Things will start getting clearer and clearer to us. Okay, thank you everybody. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. I would advise, please listen. Very important aspect as a foundation. And I think Bhagwan Shankaracharya, none other than him can put this in such simple words. Tat Tvam Asi. Imagine from where you and Ishvara are one and the same. If you tell somebody, they'll say this fellow has gone mad. But how well he has explained. He took the objection as a question and he answered it. Okay, one last thing. We are already running short of time. Shweta Ganguly had a question which has come in the group. So now Shweta, you were talking about when I mentioned about the mirror and a person in front and the image in the mirror. Now you came up with saying the light and things like that. Now this is an example, a metaphor which has been given by Bhagwan Shankaracharya. Take the example in the manner they have given. Don't confuse yourself with adding anything else. Okay, so the bucket and water is one kind of an example. You try, if you find that convincing you more, you only focus on that example. If you find the mirror and the reflection in the mirror convincing, you take this. But don't mix that light and things like that. So you'll get confused. And if you have anything more to this, I'll answer you again. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara and our deepest gratitude. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat. So now we all know the key to our realization is our sadhana in understanding the truth. So enrich your soil. The seed is the same. It will keep coming to us again and again till the time we are able to germinate or sprout the seed. So enhance the quality of your sadhana and gain more chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. Hari Om. So regarding the class on Tuesday, I'll let you all know. I have some travel plans. I'll keep you all informed. Hari Om.